Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fandom Fights. I am your host, Tim Brzakala. I'm alone today because, Nick's on the beach. He deserves some time to himself. So I'm here to host today. We got a really good match for you. We got a teams match. We got Necronomicon coming back after their loss in I believe the semifinals of the tournament. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it was the semifinals of the teams tournament over the summer. They're back and they're playing the DUM-E'S, which is Meltzer and Robert Kastner. So that's going to be interesting. They're debut team, won a couple matches, performing really, really well in those debut matches. So it's going to be interesting to see a new team coming in and playing a team like Necronomicon, who's been here for a while, has shown that they can dominate this league. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Let's go talk to them right now in the promos.
Hello, boys. How you doing today? How we feeling? I'm excited for this. You guys showed up. We're playing some OGs here. People that we like, people that we respect in this league. This is going to be fun, but you guys might be the rookies, but you've shown some serious skills in singles and in this teams. How are we feeling about the match today?
When you're a debut team, you face a couple new teams. That's cool. You get your feet under you. That's nice. Solid ground. And then you start trying to make your way into the established teams. And then you start trying to upset the status quo and whatnot. That's what we're here to do. Do a little bit of upset in the status quo. I know Jake. I know myself. I think we have the means and the chops to do so.
Yeah, and we have all the respect in the world for Necronomicon. We're friends. There's no hostility whatsoever here. This is good, clean fun, but we also do want to win because Robert and I are competitive, and that's just kind of how it is. But Jay, Mark, we love you guys. You guys are great. Ethan, too. Jay and I had even broken bread together. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And looking forward to the match.
All right. Let's do this. Let's roll.
Gentlemen, welcome back. I haven't been at one of your geek matches in a while. I'm excited to be here for this. And also, Anthony, as they said, we like those guys. They're a fun crowd. This is going to be a fun match no matter what. And I like managing geek matches because I don't know anything about the trivia usually, so I get to just kind of hang out and see what you guys do. But how you guys feeling about this one?
Who? You're not Ethan. This is Ethan. We established this. Who are you?
I am
doing here.
I'm the physical form of that Ethan because we all know that Ethan is in another realm.
Look, the hair matches the face. I get it. I understand. I can see it. We're going to be here. We are an established team. Not that, established teams haven't fallen before, but we're here to do what we do best. And, us losing in the semifinals is a really random occurrence. Math is on our side, at least according to the 26 math classes in my invisible watch that I have right here. I like Jake and Robert. I have broken bread with Jake. Nice guy, super tall, neurotic as hell though. So I hope that comes into play just a little bit in the match. No, I'm kidding. I love him. Mark, you know what we're here to do. We're here to do what we always do. Answer some questions, have a good time.
We're not here to break bread. It's not dinner time yet. We're here to play trivia.
That's
and
right.
Also, that little don't. Let's get it straight here. Jake said that we're all friends and there's no hostility. And let me tell you something about hostility. He is absolutely right. There's no hostility whatsoever. This is going to be fun. I'm here to have fun. Jay's here to have fun. We're all here to have fun. So
I'm wearing
let's
my
do
cardigan for Christ's sake.
I will be questioning this Ethan later because I think this Ethan has a few words.
All right. Well, those were the promos. Very pleasant across the board. All these people like each other, but they're still competitive. There might have been some bread that was broken or will be, but it's not dinner. I don't know. I'm hungry. Okay, let's get into the match. Round number 1 is going to work like this. There are going to be 10 questions from 10 random categories in the realm of fandom fights. Each question is worth 1 point apiece. If a player should get all 10 questions correct, they will be issued a bonus question from a mystery category. Oh no, what could it be? 3 repeats, 1 challenge rule for the entirety of the match for the teams. Any questions as we get into round number 1?
Nah.
I'm hungry too.
All right, perfect. Let's get into it with question 1, which is in the category of horror icons. Which Friday the 13th film features a wheelchair-bound character named Mark? Yeah, so I actually have eaten a lot today, now that I'm thinking about it. Probably won't eat again for a little bit. The hungry thing was just, a joke to keep the thing going, but I could eat, I'm a fatty. I could always go for it. What are you eating? Blueberries? Raspberries, the macaw. 5, 4, 3. They're covered in chocolate, so I can't tell. 1. Hands down. We're going to start with Robert.
Friday the 13th, part 2.
And Mark.
I said Friday the 13th, part 3.
And Jake.
I also said Friday the 13th, part 2.
And Jay.
That one that wasn't hella ableist, Jason X.
Friday the 13th, part 2 is the correct answer. So dummies will take a 2-0 lead on the first question as we get into the next question, which is in Star Wars. What possession of Poe's does Finn find in the wreckage of the TIE fighter on Jakku in The Force Awakens? This movie slaps. Big fan of this one. It's my second favorite Star Wars film. I don't even care. Don't even care. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Kamire.
Send all your hate mail at Tim Brzakala. His jacket.
And Meltzer.
His jacket.
And Jay.
He found his jacket on Jakku.
And Robert.
Tim, how much do you not care? His jacket.
I don't care a lot. For people who claim to be a little upset at me right now, you all knew the answer. So I mean, you come on. I mean, okay. We're gonna get on to the next question, which is in the category of scores and soundtracks. Which 2010s Pixar film features the song "Touch the Sky" by Julie Fowlis? I've never touched the sky with my bare hands, but I used a ladder and a stick, and then I got there eventually. But it took a lot of work. Anthony's shaking his head at me next. I can't do this alone, okay? I'm not that funny. I'm not that entertaining. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that. 5, 4.
Do you want Ethan to help you?
2, 1. Hands down. We'll start with Jake.
I guess The Good Dinosaur.
We'll go to Jay Burns.
Tangled.
We'll go to Robert Kastner.
Said Brave.
And we'll go to Mark Kamire.
I said Up.
Brave is the correct answer. So
Good pull, Robert.
Robert getting it correct and keeping the perfect round as we get into the next question, which is in Marvel. What animal attacks Chris D'Amico at the end of the final fight in Kick-Ass 2? Just so everyone's on the same page, this is the second Kick-Ass film. Just wanted to clear it up, make sure we were all on the same page and we knew what movie we were talking about here.
I'm still confused.
So it comes after the first one. It's the second in the series. 5, 4, 3. It has a 2 on it.
I'm lost.
1. Pens down. We'll start with Jay.
A dog.
And we'll go to Robert.
Is that a shark?
And Kamire.
Dog.
And Jake.
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum of Robert. I said a squirrel.
It is a shark. So Robert getting that.
As soon as he said it, I was like, yo.
Robert has seen that movie. Nice.
The next question is in the category of Fandom Oscars. Everyone's favorite. Fandom Oscars. How many Star Trek films have been nominated for Best Visual Effects? This is normally the part of the show where I would look at my co-host and be like, have you ever been nominated for an Oscar? And then we would talk about that for 10 seconds, and I hate this category. I don't know if I've ever told you guys that, but not a fan.
I feel you.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to start with Robert on this one.
Said 3.
We'll go to Kamire.
4.
And we'll go to Jake.
I also said 3.
And Jay.
5.
3 is the correct answer.
God damn it.
So Robert keeps the perfect round. I have DUM-E'S in the lead 8-2 as we get into the next question, which is in the category of DC, regular DC. Who directed Road to Perdition? Oh, this movie slaps.
Yeah, it does.
We talked about it on Logged It in the time of filming this last week. I believe the episode was, oh God, I don't remember. Movie Teams, and this was brought up in the best movie of the week part of the show. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to start with Kamire.
Sam Mendes or Mendez, however he pronounces it.
Jake.
Watched this last night. Can confirm its quality. Sam Mendes.
Jay.
Had Fincher on my board.
And Robert.
Sam Mendes.
Sam Mendes. Yes, we will accept both. So Kamire gets the point there, and Jake and Robert. So we move on to the next question, which is in Worlds of
Get kicked out of us right now.
the other world or the other DC. Which Worlds of DC film features a town called Veld? The macaw looking at me as if she knows the answer, but she doesn't want to play anymore, but she sits here and plays along the whole time I'm reading the questions.
I bet she knew all of these, I assume.
Maggie, can you confirm? She wasn't listening. 5,
Oh.
4,
Good cop out.
Yeah.
2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Jake on this one.
Wonder Woman.
And we will go to Jay Burns.
Wonder Woman.
And Robert.
Wonder Woman.
And Kamire.
Not to flex, but it's pronounced Velt. Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman is correct. So clean sweep as we get to the next question, which is in YA Dystopia. What type of weapon does Clove, the female tribute from District 2, use in training and during the games in The Hunger Games? Oh, this is a movie that I argue with people about often because I think it's pretty meh. And
My man.
everyone else is like, it's great, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I like the second one quite a bit.
Yeah, Catching Fire, way better.
Catching Fire is great, but I don't need all that shaky cam. I'm trying to watch a movie. 5,
Not
4,
a fan of the Bourne series, are you?
2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Jay, I believe.
I have a bolo.
And we'll go to Robert.
Is that a sword?
And we'll go to Mark.
I was thinking slingshot.
And Jake.
I said a spear.
All incorrect. We were looking for knives.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, no perfect rounds, but we move on to the penultimate question, which is in the category of Disney animation. And the question is, which Marvel Cinematic Universe actress voices Namari in Raya and the Last Dragon? This movie slaps hard. I love this movie. I don't give a shit. I once again do not give a shit. Like The Force Awakens, I do not give a shit. I think this movie's great. Big fan. But yeah, I digress. 5, 4.
Repeat the question.
That is going to be was that Kamire?
Yeah.
Okay. The question again. Which MCU actress voices Namari in Raya and the Last Dragon?
If I screwed that up, I apologize, Jay.
You're good, buddy. Not the Raya and the Last Dragon question I thought we'd get.
I also apologize in advance, Jake, because I have 2 people in mind, and I'm
Right.
definitely worried I'm thinking of the wrong one.
Yo, same.
I hate it.
5,
Oh, no.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to start with Robert on this one.
Is it Hema-chan? Gemma-chan?
We'll go to Mark.
Also, Gemma Chan.
We'll go to Jake.
The second best movie with The Last Dragon in the title, Gemma Chan.
And we'll go to Jay.
No, I have Claudia Kim on my board.
Gemma Chan is correct. So
Jay, no joke. I changed from that.
And that was what I was thinking as well.
Fuck. All right, guys. Your final question is in the category of DreamWorks animation. And the question is, Prince Charming's ultimate plan in Shrek the Third is to kill Shrek during what kind of event?
Oh, excuse me. Wow.
I've never plotted to kill someone unless it was in Assassin's Creed. Then I've done it many times. But otherwise, if just like in real life, no. Sorry.
How many haystacks did you dive into?
Oh, so many.
So many.
4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. We will start with Kamire.
Gladly never seen this movie, but wedding.
I will go to Jake.
I also haven't seen this movie, and I also guessed a wedding.
We'll go to Jay.
I believe it's during a play.
And we'll go to Robert.
Man, I should have just been more generic when I said sword and said knives, but I said a play.
It is a play.
Good job, Jay.
So Jay and Robert hitting that. So at the end of round number 1, I have Dummies in the lead with 15 to Necronomicon's 7. As we get into, what are you eating? That looks incredible. As we get into round number 2, here's how it's going to work. We're going to bring up the wheel from wheeldecide.com. Each team is going to have a chance to spin the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it, or they can choose to spin again, but they have to keep whatever they spin the second time. Each question will be worth 2 points apiece, unless, of course, you want to go to multiple choice. Then it will be worth only 1 point. And as always, gentlemen, remember, stealing is available in round number 2. It gets kind of spooky, so be careful. I will bring up the wheel, and the categories on the wheel today are as follows. We've got James Bond, MCU, horror icons, Middle-earth, DC, Disney live action, Wizarding World, and Star Trek. So we will bring in Mr. Anthony. Dummies, you're in the lead. Would you like to spin first or defer to Necronomicon?
Stick to the plan.
Stick to the plan. Might as well.
All right. Go first.
All right. Just keep it going.
All right. So this is going to be the spin for the Dummies. And it lands on James Bond. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
It's Jimmy Bond. And Robert, do you trust me?
Of course.
Let's do it.
Hey, take your time.
Damn, I appreciate the Jimmy Bond-ness. Okay. Gentlemen, are you prepared for your questions in Jimmy Bond?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, your first question. Which Bond film features a villain's base in the Swiss Alps atop a mountain called Piz Gloria?
It is On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
I actually did know that one. Hooray.
Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Second best
So
Bond
he
movie,
said
don't
hooray
have it.
and then final answer. No, I'm kidding.
All right, your second question. Which actor or actress has appeared in the most consecutive James Bond films?
Is this Bernard Lee? Or is this Desmond Llewellyn?
No, it is I believe it is Desmond Llewellyn because Bernard Lee, I believe he was only in 11, and I think Desmond Llewellyn kept going. So, yeah, Desmond Llewellyn. Final answer.
That is incorrect. Necronomicon, chance for a 2-point steal.
You want to steal your answer? Desmond Lee?
Sure, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Desmond Lee, final answer.
That is incorrect. We are looking for Lois Maxwell.
Oh,
Well, that's right.
yeah.
Never
All right.
would have gotten it.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I missed it too.
All right, dummies, your third question. What is the name of the global surveillance and intelligence initiative that C wants MI6 to join in Spectre?
It's 9 Eyes. 9 Eyes. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Good job, Jake.
Your fourth question. How does Goldfinger have Jill Masterson killed in Miami at the beginning of Goldfinger?
She's she's like her body is covered in gold. She's suffocated.
She's skin suffocation, right?
Yeah, her skin is wrapped in gold and she suffocates. Final answer.
We can accept that for 2 points.
Okay.
All right. And your final question in Jimmy Bond. In The World Is Not Enough, why does Electric King resent and want revenge on M?
Because M allowed her to be kidnapped didn't pay the ransom when she was
advised
kidnapped.
her dad not to pay the ransom.
So M advised Electra's dad not to pay Electra's ransom. Final answer.
I shit you not, that is exactly what we have in the document. That is
shenanigans.
2 points.
No, that's great poll, guys.
Dummies gets their total up to 23 as we move over to Necronomicon, who now needs to do some work in order to avoid the knockout. So this is going to be the spin for Necronomicon.
Don't you fuck me, Will.
And it lands on the MCU.
They didn't fuck us. Let's go.
We got to do it, man. Let's do it, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Gentlemen, are you prepared for your questions in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yeah, let's
We
go.
must.
Your first question. William Sadler appears in which MCU film?
That's Iron Man 3, Jay. He's the president. Iron Man 3, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. Where is Scott the first time he uses the Ant-Man suit in Ant-Man?
He's in his shower, right?
Yeah, he's in the his apartment bathroom, and specifically in the shower/tub of that bathroom. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Okay. I was like, I don't know if you'll just accept shower.
We had bathtub/shower parentheses.
Okay.
Bathroom.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
you guys,
Okay.
you hit all of it. You're golden. All right, guys, your third question. In Avengers Endgame, which character finds Scott's van during the final battle and notes that they won't like where it's parked?
Oh, that's the lovely Tessa Thompson. That's Valkyrie. Yes, Jay.
Yes.
Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your penultimate question. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, what is the name of the aliens who hire the Guardians at the beginning of the film?
The Sovereign, right?
Or douchebags, but yes, the Sovereign. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Elizabeth
And
the Becky
your-
is a golden goddess.
Final question. I believe you have avoided the knockout officially. Your final question in Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yinsen says the barbs in Tony's chest are nicknamed by his villain. I'm sorry. Let me start over because this is awfully written.
You're good.
Yinsen says that the barbs in Tony's chest are nicknamed what by his village in Iron Man?
It's a Robert Kirkman graphic novel.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead.
Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Nicely done.
All right.
Thank you.
So, at the
Definitely needed it.
Yeah, we did.
At the end of round number 2, Dummies holds the lead with 23. But Necro, with a great round 2, gets their total up to 17. So we are going to move on to round number 3. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to say a category. The teams are then going to have to decide who wants to take the question and whether they should bet 0, 1, or 2 points on the question. Whichever player takes the first one, the other player has to take the second one. It will reset for questions 3 and 4, and you can work together on question number 5. Necro, you have 2 repeats remaining. Dummies, you have all 3, and you both have your challenges intact. Any questions as we get into round number 3?
No, just a statement. Hell of a game, guys.
Yeah.
Hell of a game.
Absolutely.
Same.
Absolutely.
All right, so we will bring in the managers, and the first category that you can bet points on is going to be scores and soundtracks. So who is going to take it, and how many points?
You want me to take this one?
Yeah, I think you're generally better at this than me.
Considering where we are, I think either Maris or Mantle. What do you think?
Whatever you feel most comfortable with.
Yeah, it's up to you, but between those two, for sure.
Yeah.
Trust with what you got.
Mark, you taking it?
Yeah, I'm taking it.
I would go with either sweet potato or Yukon.
That's amazing.
I don't even have a retort to that. But yeah.
Okay.
All right, are we good, managers?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so it's going to be Jake and Mark.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jake, we'll start with you. How many points?
0.
Okay, and Mark.
Gotta get points too.
All right, the question in Scores and Soundtracks is, name all 3 people who have a composing credit on an MCU Avengers film. We'll give you a little bit of extra time.
That's so gracious.
Yeah,
We
thank you.
appreciate that. We really
You're
do.
When we ask
My
them,
hand is moving. It's only to expand my screen so I can stop looking at a white outline.
you are golden.
Pony boy.
I was gonna say, stay Yukon Golden, Pony Boy.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Jake, who bet 0.
Another 3. Alan Silvestri, Danny Elfman, and Brian Tyler.
And we will go to Kamire.
I gave him the Y instead of the I, but Silvestri, Brian Tyler, Danny Elfman.
That is correct. So Necronomicon will get the 2 points, bringing their total up to 19. 19 to 23. It is now a 4-point game going into the next question, which Robert and Jay have to take. And the category is DC, regular DC.
You guys can go this time.
We put some work in this one. How confident are you? Because we got to bet eventually. We got to bet at some point.
I could do Ystremski.
All right, yeah, I was gonna say that if you felt good thing, but that's probably the right one.
Yep.
All right, we're good.
All right, Jay, go with your gut. We got a couple questions left. I'm thinking maybe rye, maybe whole wheat.
I was thinking pastrami.
Well, pastrami on rye, maybe.
Okay.
It's got to be an Affleck, though, man.
I don't want to fuck this up. That's the thing.
Don't worry
so-
about it. Don't worry about
All
that.
right, all right.
It's fine. It's fine. We got repeats.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we do. It's cool.
All right. Let's get bets starting with Robert and Jay.
I think I just fucked us too.
All right, your question in DC. In Batman and Robin, Dick follows Barbara Gordon when she sneaks out of Wayne Manor to go do what specifically? This is a movie that I've seen twice in the last 6 months.
God damn it! I wish I'd watched it twice in the last 6 months.
And
I don't. I watched it once last week and hated myself for it.
Yeah.
5, 4,
I've
3,
given that movie
2,
up long ago.
1. Pens down. We will start with Jay
Go dancing at a club.
and
No,
Robert.
I know.
A motorcycle race for money.
Motorcycle race is correct. So
Yeah,
the
that was
dummies
on me,
will
Mark.
go up
Sorry.
to 24. Necro goes down to 17 as we get into the next category. You can reset who takes this one. It is the category of Disney live action.
How do you feel about it? I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't really care either.
I'll take it then. Screw it.
Okay.
Robert, take it. Strawberry.
Strawberry.
You want to take it? I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, you take it.
You
I'm
guys
gonna
can
take
do
it.
All right.
You know.
All right.
Fucking knew it. It's good.
All right.
It's all right. It's all right.
Let's get bets starting with Jay
2.
and Robert.
0.
All right, your question in Disney live action. What is Roger's occupation in 1996's live action remake of 101 Dalmatians? I saw this when I was a child, and then I watched it for the first time since I was a child, like, I don't know, like 2 months ago. Okay. It's all right.
Very
People fall
odd casting.
one night, but it was kind of weird. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Robert, who bet 0.
Remember they had the like CD-ROM that came with it? It was cool. Video game designer.
And Jay.
Writer.
And your winner, DUM-E'S. The correct answer was video game designer. But the DUM-E'S win. We will move over to post-match interviews, starting with Necronomicon. Guys, really great match. You struggled a bit in round 1, but you made it interesting in round 2, and then had just a slip up in that one DC question. But otherwise, you guys played really well overall. It shows why you guys are still a great team to reckon with in this league. How are we feeling about the match?
Well, at this point in time, I feel like a fucking liability because I couldn't get a single fucking question right almost this entire game.
We, one of our things is sometimes that round 1 is I don't want to say unkind to us, but it's just we just do not pull the answers when we need to. That's on both of us. That's not on anyone in particular. So they had a tremendous round 1. So it's really and when we're not doing so well in round 1 and they're doing incredible, we had our work cut out for us. And unfortunately, it was just we never seemed to quite catch up, even though we had a favorable wheel in round 2. Yeah, that's exactly what we needed. But again, man, and similar to round 1, man, this betting round is a fickle mistress. Tim, you and I both know very recently how it can either turn the tide or it can just keep it going for a while, or it could shut it down real quick. And that's unfortunately what happened to us today. But again, can't discredit their game. They were on it. They got their strength in round 2. So they had one slip up, but we couldn't pull it. It's so I commend them for that. It was just tonight was just not our night.
These guys are great, and the fact that they swept round 2. I know they're feeling a bit down on themselves right now. I also no one here likes round 3. The betting round is evil. I'm not judging anyone who runs this league. I just mean like it's
I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, thank you. It's a dangerous round, and those other guys, like, they have a seemingly unending memory bank because they fucking hit every question they get. So it's seeming like it's gonna be impossible to take those two guys down. So I really don't think Jay and Mark should be too down on themselves. Gonna come back. They keep playing. They're in. I don't know if I should say anything. So
yeah,
never mind. I'll let.
Can we mention what you mentioned when we were off air?
Which thing?
The tournament thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was.
Then I hope we
these
play
guys
again.
are in the tournament. So
honestly,
you guys are going to be. You guys, your next thing is
Okay.
going to be in the fall tournament, which is starting in about a month or so. You guys will be back in there, and So, what are your thoughts on the tournament? This is a 16-team tournament, so a little bit bigger than last time, and
I like the fact that it's expanded. I do.
I'm excited
because there's a lot of new.
They're going to
blood.
come back hungry and ferocious. So
to tell you the truth, I hope we play again. Because neither one of us were honestly on our game. Me more than anybody else on the team. Me definitely more than Mark. But if we get to play them again, I don't know if anybody ever actually watches the videos that we're in. But if we lose to somebody, that gap gets smaller or we dominate. Those are the only two options. Either we'll lose by 1 or we'll win by 9. That's the only way it's the only way that our losses really happen at any given point in time to a team that we've already lost to, unless it's a championship match. But we're not going to talk about championship matches because we're not there yet.
We're not there yet, but we always find a way. Okay, so this is a minor setback, but we will absolutely find our way back to the point. And I really do hope we meet it's funny calling them the dummies. The DUM-E'S.
I hate it because they're so smart.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's
great,
but I will say, and just to tap it off here. It's just I would be very concerned to those who face this team in the future. That's what I'll say. I think these guys are on a good roll, and I
can't wait to see where they go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like honestly,
I really
it's
hope
going to be
we
a
meet
team
them
to fucking
again.
reckon with.
Yeah,
and yeah, I hope we see them again in the fall tournament. I think that would be a rematch for the ages, and is a match that everybody should want to see.
Absolutely.
Well, good job today, guys. We'll see you in the tournament very soon. Let's move over to the winners today. Robert, Jake, managed by Anthony. Guys, really dominant performance. You had a great round one, other than the one slip up in round two. You had a great round two. And round three, you needed to do what you needed to do. You bet on one question that you needed to hit. You hit it, and it worked out for you. You guys are now, I believe, 3-0. Moving on to a number one contenders match. So, how are you guys feeling about your game today?
Robert had a great round one. I was merely okay. And I know that I have to do better in the next match in round one, but we came back in round two, got a category that I like. But yeah, I think we're like getting more comfortable with each match. I think it's pretty clear. And those guys were like, as soon as I saw they were getting MCU, I was like, oh yeah, this is a match all right away. Like I just penciled in, they're going to sweep it because that is their bread and butter. But yeah, I'm on the whole though, I do feel good about how we did.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're getting better with every match, and that's what you want when you progress. I'm really mad that I missed that stupid YA question. I would really like to get a perfect round at some point. That would be cool. Not that I'm hoping for it, but whatever. But Jake, I mean, I kind of was the person who carried us in round one, sort of, but Jake really carried us in round two. And I was just fortunate to get a question in DC that was helpful that Jay happened to miss. If Jay gets it, then we keep going. Who knows what happens, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what this team can do. And all props to Necronomicon. They're class act guys. They're really smart. We just maybe caught them on an off day here.
Yeah. I mean, you guys played great. Round one was fantastic. Round two, obviously fantastic. Round three, we did exactly what we needed to do. Necronomicon's a very good team. You're playing against some established players. Maybe we got a little lucky. Round one question didn't go their way. We had a little bit of a lead going into round two, but we knew they weren't going away. MCU or a lot of the other stuff on that wheel, they're going to sweep it. They're going to do great. So I'm glad you guys kept your heads into round three, even after they go 10 for 10 and get the win. Like, all props to J Mark. I know they're going to come back next time. And honestly, if we see them again. But when they come back, it's going to be a fight because I know they're going to come back with a little bit of fire on the next one. But you guys played great. Good job. Get the W. And all props again to the other team.
Yeah, you guys are now in a number one contenders match. You're going to be playing the winner of Guns and Ships and the new License to Chill. Guns and Ships being Albert Wordharma and Kaleb Boatman, who challenged for the titles earlier this season. And the new License to Chill being Tyler Butler and Markman Chaka. So how are you feeling about playing either of those teams?
So on the one hand, I would honestly feel a little less pressure playing Guns and Ships because they've already ascended they've played for a title already this year, and both of those guys are just absolute monsters. So they're scary, but I'd feel less nervous playing them oddly. But License to Chill, I know Robert wants a piece of Tyler for sure after the tournament.
Just a bit.
I want a piece of Mark because I've been wanting to play Mark since the day I got into this community, just about. So I would love to finally get the shot. So that one would be really intense if we play them, but we'll be ready no matter what. Because it's stupid that we're in a number one contenders match because we just started playing Fandom. So it seems crazy that we're this far. And
yeah,
I'm not a Fandom player.
A road to stardom we are.
Yeah, that's how it happened for the Knights of Ren. That's how it happened for Guns and Ships. Yeah, they won 2 matches. They had a little bit of less of a road, but yeah, when you come in all hot and heavy like you guys have, that's how it goes. But you guys played really, really great today. Congratulations on the win. I look forward to see what happens in the number one contenders match. So we will see you very soon with that match. So thanks, guys. But that's going to do it for us today at Fandom Fights. So I want to thank Necronomicon and the DUM-E'S and their managers. Absolutely great match. Can't wait to see what happens next for both teams. So that's going to do it for us. This has been Fandom Fights. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
We are so glad you came. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye. Remember, please discard all candy wrappers and popcorn containers in the nearest trash receptacle. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay. Are they all gone? Is everybody gone? Huh? Good.